wallets you own? X. Too many, 6 to 10, 3 to 6, 1, 3, or 1. Hello, here we go. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, Fuqiang.
You're happy to be here.
Excellent.
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, welcome to Reboot, and I'm looking forward to learning more about Vault and yourself, and yeah, going from there. So how's China at the moment?
You mean China? You mean that it's great?
Yeah, that's where
everything's back to normal.
China, aren't you?
Yeah.
Excellent, cool.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do for future, I'm going to start to ask you a few questions,
Sure.
And then we'll get going. And as I said, welcome the listeners and audience to write questions for Q&A as well. All right, so first question for you, Fuqiang, is so what's your background and experience, and how did your BSV journey begin?
Okay, so I worked at Oppo and OnePlus. These are two smartphone manufacturers in China, and later I was sent to India when they started to expand their business in India. At that time, there were many Chinese people working in India, and they were facing a difficulty in transferring their money back to China. So I have already invested in Bitcoin at the time in 2013 and 14. So I helped my colleagues and other Chinese to send their salary savings from rupees to Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin to Chinese RMB back to China. So, and in 2017, when I talked with my partner and other friends to do some research on what we can do on Bitcoin, we started researching, and we have found that that time there was a debate on scaling, and BCH was born, and later BSV was born. And first we built some applications on BSV, like the first email application and an on-chain storage app. We also built a very simple mnemonic words-based wallet, but it turned out not to be working well. As everybody knows, mnemonic words wallet systems requires users to put down 12 words. Mm-hmm. And that time we had less than 1,000 users, but about 8 or 9 users reported losing their mnemonic words. So they lost their backup, and they asked us to help recovering their funds. But we can do nothing, right? So, and at the same time, from early 2018, we started researching on threshold signature. And finally, we found a way to build a wallet system that doesn't require users to put down 12 words or private keys. Because I think for majority of people, for ordinary people, it's a very complicated thing. And it's against human nature to require that every user always remember or memorize 12 words or private keys forever. Actually, in reality, a lot of people just put down the 12 words in a piece of paper or in a thumb drive and keep it in place that they might forget later on after some months or years. Mm-hmm. And if you there's a study that says the major cause of asset loss is due to the backup accident, which means that users lose their backup forever. In that situation, their money are gone forever. So this is one of the urgent priorities we should solve for adoption of Bitcoin. If people lose their asset very easily, this just scare people away from using Bitcoin. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. No, so that's you've definitely had a strong journey into Bitcoin SV and BSV. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm the same. I've used the I've different wallets, and I've also had to write down in a piece of paper all those words, or even try and remember them. Yes. And it's very difficult. And even though I wrote it down on a piece of paper, I'm pretty sure I've lost that paper. I don't know where that piece of paper is as well. So this will definitely be a great thing. So, and I've also, before I move on to the next question, I've downloaded the Vault app, and I really like how it works, and so this is what it looks like. So it's nice and simple. So I'll move on to the next question here, which you've kind of answered a little bit here, Fuqiang. So I'm just going to ask anyway, so we can have a good insight anyway. So what are the exciting specific features of Vault, and how will they ultimately benefit the users?
I think we make the wallet simpler to use than ever, and secure, and more secure at the same time. Before, if you look at the wallet solutions, the security part, they make it like code wallet and hardware wallet. It improves security in some sense, but it makes the wallet harder to use. It makes the wallet more difficult to use. Bitcoin is built to be used, not to be just stored, right? If you use the hardware wallet or code wallet, it's very difficult to use. But Vault, for the first time, have made it more secure and simpler to use at the same time. We have used the facial recognition. It works in this way that, so users first sign up with their email and input their verification code. And then done, the wallet is set up. Then if users click receive funds, the wallet will require them to scan face to extract their facial data, the raw data to be stored and attached to their email ID. So later on, if users recover a wallet from a new device, they'll just enter their email ID, enter the verification code, and scan the face to verify if he or she is the original owner. So in this way, the wallet is very easy to use. And another feature that is very important is that asset inheritance. It will be released in a few days. This feature also solves the problem that a lot of users, they forget their wallet backup, or users die or any other accidents happen to the owner of a wallet. In mnemonic words or private key solution, if the user have accidents or die, then assets is lost forever. They're unable to transfer the money to their loved ones or friends or family members. So asset inheritance is a feature that allows users to set up a successor plan, an inheritance plan, by simply putting the payment ID of their successor and set up time period, any inactivity period. If this time condition is met or triggered, the money or the asset will transfer to their successor automatically. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, there are a lot more. Yeah, there are a lot more. But I think
so those are the key features. So yes, I really love how you've really focused and emphasized the simplicity of it, because the importance of that is that's going to really help the potential adoption and wide scale adoption of it as BSV scales as well. Because in my experience, people have got so many different apps or so many things to use, and if it's easy to use, it looks nice and simple and it's simplified, it makes it way easier to use. And I really like the immediate asset, the way it's simplified in a way where if you lose the compared to other wallets, you don't actually have to have those the words written down, and it makes it simple to transfer digital. Yes. So it's absolutely great. So but you said that's only there's quite a few more features, is there?
Pardon?
Are there any additional features that you'd like to share as well for Vault?
Yes, users are able to accept that. Users are able to set more accounts. He can set, you can create more accounts for different purposes, for personal savings or for business purposes. And there's a feature very similar to multi-sig, but much more superior. You can set a shared accounts. If you're able to, you're planning to set up an education fund for your kids, you can just set up. Later, I'll do a very simple demo to explain this. And there are many more, except that for application access, we're building a platform very similar to App Store. So users can connect with other applications with a simple tab within Vault. And there will be like, we're working closely with Script to deliver a very simple like smart contract solution to push forward this application development among the BSV community.
Wow, that is so, I love that as well, because you're not just for adults that are using it, you're encompassing children and the next generation to start to use the simplicity of your solution, and also utilizing the smart contract. So it's really, really exciting for what your solution is as well. And I love how you've emphasized community as well, and how this is contributing to help build communities as well, which is what we're definitely looking to build and promote and share. So this is really exciting. So really appreciate you sharing this with me. So and the audience as well. And again, I encourage some questions for the audience. So next question, Fuqiang, is so why are you so focused on BSV and so passionate about BSV and Bitcoin SV?
I think it's pretty clear. We have spent a lot of time on researching on blockchain platforms. We have did some research on Bitcoin, BTC, BCH, and Ethereum. It's pretty clear that if you want to build a business and products that to be used by millions or tens of millions of people, you have to find a scalable platform and build products on a scalable platform. It's now clear that the BSV is the only public blockchain that have solved the scaling issue. There's basically no limits on TPS. It's pretty clear. So for application developers that is doing a long-term business, if you want to build a scalable application, it's pretty clear you have to build on BSV right now. And the situation right now is that we lack tools. It's pretty clear. That's why we're working with other parties like Script to deliver simple solutions. And Vote itself is a solution. It's not only a wallet for both individual and institutional users to store their assets, but it also serves as a very simple solution for application developers. Because in order for applications to scale and for mass adoption, you have to build on a very simple platform for ordinary users to adopt. 90% of users, they're scared away from like mnemonic words-based wallet system.
Yeah. So that's I love how you're sharing with the audience your solution, that it's, because for me, initially when I was using it, and I really like the simplicity of Vault, is that I initially thought it was literally just an app for a wallet. I didn't even realize that there was so much more scale and scope for what you're saying there. So what specifically would you like to see developed using this solution more in the future?
Pardon, you mean our plan into the future? Or
it's kind of leading on to the next question as well. So sort of specifically, what are your next kind of next stages or next plan for the next couple of years?
Sure.
And then moving on to the next question is wider sort of more long-term vision. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that sort of specifically, and also more sort of wide scale vision.
Sure. So I think two parts. One is the technology we're using. Why Vote has delivered such a simple product is that we used a threshold signature and built a new model. It's called Trusthold, which basically means when users set up a wallet, Vote wallet, there's no private key involved. It works like upon creation. There are three parts of like data stored in Votes and user's device and on the third-party trust holder. There are three parts. So the three parts data are used for computation. A computation means that a user signing a transaction or recovering a wallet there's a computation between two parties, any two of these three parties. So in that situation, even if the user's device is stolen or his backup is lost forever, a user can easily initiate a recovery of his wallet on a new device simply by verifying his identity, like through facial recognition and email verification. After vote and trust holder verify the user identity, then trust hold and vote agree to do a computation and recover the wallet for the user. So this is the core technology behind the solution, the vote solution. We're ready. We're willing to make this technology readily available to other players for wallet suppliers like Handcash, like any other RelayX, etc. So we're planning to build that solution into a very simple to use cloud service, so they don't have to do everything from zero again, because that'll cost a lot of time and development. And this is one part. And another part is that I already talked. We're working very closely with other parties like Script and Mecton to build solutions for developers and very simple to use products for end users. Yeah.
Excellent. So I really like how you shared with the audience the sort of scale of collaboration as well, and openness to help previous developers or even wallets that are in the BSV space now, because that's going to help. You're actually solving a problem by saving time as well. So that's in turn, I can see that that's going to help the space at the moment, the ecosystem that's current, that all the work's been done to this point, and then what you're helping to do is save time, because you're allowing people and developers to pick up from where you've sort of finished. So it's a really great way of the community to help each other. So and there's only a certain amount of time we have, and there's also another quick question. What are your thoughts on the time frame that it's BSV has taken from when you got into it, when you started to build your solutions, to now? What do you think would create more speed of development compared to how it's been in the past? What practical solutions or ideas that you can suggest that's going to help speed up development adoption of BSV?
I think it's very important to build very simple to use developer tools, especially smart contract. I think Script is doing a very important job. If you look back, already 11 years has passed since Bitcoin was born. Considering that BSV is less than 2 years old, it has already done a very huge progress. But we have to do a lot more in order to push the adoption and development faster. And I think the most important is the smart contract, because this will allow very interesting, scalable applications, consumer applications to be done very fastly. Yeah.
Excellent.
If you compare with other platforms, like a lot of applications on Ethereum, but there is argument that they're useless or they're a gambling application. But indeed, there are some very interesting applications being built on Ethereum. But the problem is that Ethereum is not scalable. Yeah, we have to push the smart contract faster to enable developers building consumer applications like Twitch, this kind of applications, and other financial applications on top of BSV. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So your recommendation would be to speed it up. Would be for developers and people in the ecosystem to focus more on smart contracts, and that'll definitely help. So, what are your thoughts on? Yeah.
Sorry.
You go.
Just the short part. Okay, there are two parts. In order to push the overall ecosystem forward, there are two parts. One is developer, and the second part is user. For users, we need very simple and secure to use to access platforms. wallet solutions like Vault. Vault has already solved that problem. But for developers, we have to build like very simple to use tools and very powerful tools, very diverse tools to meet the demands of developers. And that has to be done by I think other players like Scripta, Maxon, etc. I think they're working on that, but still we're not doing enough. Yeah.
Sure.
That's
no,
all.
excellent. Thank you. And yeah, so just you mentioned Maxon as well. So that's going to be Jeff Chen. He's our last speaker. So he'll be able to share with Maxon and Maxon 6 as well. So that'll be interesting to hear as well. So and we're almost up with time here. So we've got
time is up.
So again, I really appreciate your time, and I'm definitely
thank you.
learning a lot about Vault, and looking forward to seeing more progress with Vault and yourself, Fuqiang.
Sure. Thank you.